The other day I went to my local home improvement store to check out all of the latest appliance gimmicks. And needless to say, there were a lot. We do live in a capitalistic society, after all, but when one is living in the capitalistic hellscape that is our current society, how do you know which gimmicks are worth it and which are worth skipping? Today I'll go over those appliance gimmicks and let you know what I think. And we'll start it all off with ranges and stoves. This first range claims it's the only oven that reaches 750 degrees Fahrenheit plus, which as far as I'm aware of is true. It's intended specifically to be used for pizza and is achieved by including both a pizza peel and a shield for the upper part of the oven. This keeps that top section of the oven not only isolated from the rest of the oven, but it keeps the food there right up against the upper element. And technically speaking, if you included those parts in any other range, they should also be able to reach 750 degrees Fahrenheit. They're also probably going to throw an error code for the temperature being too high. So this range also comes equipped with a specific oven mode you have to use in conjunction with those parts for the oven to continue working properly. I haven't heard anything specifically bad about this range. My biggest concern is misuse, because that's very, very hot. But this is the kind of range you would get for somebody who would otherwise be trying to hack their oven to get higher temperatures. It's a little less dangerous because it's designed to be used that way. My biggest concern about this feature is it's going to wear the oven parts out prematurely, and that's based on my experience as an appliance repair tech, knowing that all of the ovens with the self-clean feature, you know, the one that gets really, really hot to burn everything off, tends to do exactly that. So if you're using this pizza mode all of the time and you are regularly getting your oven to those really, really high temperatures, you may have to repair a part on it sooner rather than later. But if you cook a lot of homemade pizzas all the time and this is worth it to you, I say go ahead and get it. The next range gimmick I found were these safety knobs, which you have to pinch and then push in to be able to engage. This is another feature that, as far as I'm aware, is a model-specific feature. And while I couldn't find any complaints about this specific gimmick in the reviews of this range, I did find out that replacement knobs cost between $100 and $120 each. And while I was in the store and messing around with these knobs, it didn't really appear that you could get the elements to work if you didn't have that specific knob. In my personal opinion, this is a gimmick that seems like a good idea, but it's not the greatest. And that's mostly because a better solution already exists. Child safety knobs for ranges are already a product. So if you're going to innovate based around that idea, you should be trying to improve that idea. But charging more money for more complicated technology that costs more to repair, not exactly an improvement. And that's aside from the fact that those knobs, which are a permanent fixture of the oven, are not very disability friendly. Having to pinch and push something before turning it can be really, really difficult for those with mobility and dexterity issues. So while it's great in theory, this is a gimmick I would personally skip. Our next range gimmick is express preheat. The whole idea is this oven preheats faster so you can get cooking faster. But I was honestly a little surprised to see this gimmick in stores because this is not new technology. Nearly a decade ago, when I was in training to be an appliance repair technician, I was always taught that there are a lot of ranges that will turn both the bake and the broil burner on at the same time to bring everything up to preheat temperature more quickly. And unless you have a very low budget model, this is pretty standard in most ranges. It's nothing new. Overall, I like this feature so long as you understand how it works. And by that I mean you don't want to put food into the oven while it's preheating, especially if it's something that bakes really fast. Because if it's something that bakes really fast and you put it in while the oven is preheating, it's going to turn the bake and the broil burners on, which is not what normally happens during a bake cycle. Once it's past the preheat and it's onto the regular bake cycle, it's only going to turn the bake element on and off, which is how it regulates the temperature. So if you put something in the oven during the preheat cycle and the broil burner turns on, it can result in your food being burnt on the outside while still raw in the middle. But as long as you follow directions and wait until your oven is fully preheated before you put food into it, it's not going to be an issue. And the final range gimmick I found was air fry mode. If you didn't already know, a countertop air fryer is basically a countertop convection oven. It doesn't actually fry anything. It utilizes a heating element and a fan to circulate hot air and cook food more evenly, which is exactly the same way a convection oven cooks food. But people understand the phrase air fryer more than they do convection oven. So having an air fry mode on your oven basically just means it has a convection mode. Does it work? Yes. The only gimmicky thing they're really doing here is using the phrase air fry instead of convection oven or convection bake. So if you have a countertop air fryer that you use really, really frequently, and you would rather have an air fry mode on your oven so you don't have to take up as much counter space, this is a good solution. I'm just saying if you already own a convection oven, you don't need to buy another oven just because it has the air fry mode, because it's the exact same thing.